Welcome to the fourth episode of Frames of the Future, a brand new podcast presented by the Eleanor Rose International Film Festival. This podcast is dedicated to connecting with filmmakers and creatives from around the world, offering an inside look into their projects, their process, and the stories behind the work. We believe every artist deserves the opportunity to share their creative vision with an audience, and Frames of the Future was created to do exactly that. If you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, feel free to send us a DM or email us at contact@eleanorrosefilmfestival.com. The Eleanor Rose International Film Festival is a global celebration of bold, innovative storytelling, bringing filmmakers from around the world together in the heart of Pennsylvania. Taking place May 29th through 31st, 2026, at the historic Roxy Theater in Northampton, the festival features theatrical screenings on the big screen, a glamorous red carpet experience, exclusive networking events, and insightful talks and Q&As led by industry professionals. Whether you're an emerging artist or an established filmmaker, Eleanor Rose is where stories connect, ideas collide, and the future of film takes center stage. In today's episode, we're excited to welcome filmmaker Nicole Viloria. Nicole Viloria is a Venezuelan writer and director whose work explores her queer journey, love tragedies, and Venezuelan roots. She is the co-executive director of Diverso, a student-run nonprofit that uplifts underrepresented student filmmakers, whose partners include Sony, Sundance, and Disney. She has also served as a development intern at Narvel Films and Baobab Studios, where she assisted with staffing writers for a show slated for Disney Plus. She earned an associate's degree in English literature from Miami-Dade Honors College and a bachelor's in comparative literature with a concentration in film from Yale University. Listen as Nicole shares her creative process, her passion for uplifting underrepresented voices, and her vision for building a more inclusive entertainment industry. I'm entertainment journalist Ashley Kane. Welcome to Frames of the Future. Nicole, welcome to Frames of the Future.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
Of course. As a filmmaker, you have written, produced, directed, edited, and now you are pursuing talent representation through the United Talent Agency's externship program. Being someone who has a strong interest in advocating for underrepresented voices in film and media, what made you realize you wanted to champion those stories from the representation side rather than as a writer or director?
Wow, okay. So I'll definitely say that I'm still interested in doing both, the best of both worlds. I feel that I really got into representing talent and helping underrepresented voices through my experience at Diverso. Diverso is a nonprofit, it's a student nonprofit that I'm currently the co-director of, the co-executive director. I joined when I was a junior in college. And at the time, I didn't know much about the film industry. I actually didn't know what a talent agency was at all. I didn't know what UTA was. That was very new to me. This was a very cool opportunity because Diverso helps underrepresented students to help them bridge into the film industry. It's like a bridge to connect students by bringing them different opportunities. We have a screenwriting fellowship. So in that process, I would see so many filmmakers from different backgrounds and see how they would succeed out of Diverso. And I would think of me being from Venezuela and like sometimes there wouldn't be that many opportunities. And that would make me excited to support and motivate other filmmakers from different backgrounds to make it as well.
Yes, and you were the fellowship coordinator for a year, and then you recently took on a new role at Diverso as a co-executive director. So, what barriers are student filmmakers, particularly those from international or underrepresented backgrounds, facing today, and how is Diverso helping bridge that gap?
Okay, that's a very good question. I feel that a barrier that I faced was lack of information and lack of accessibility to a community as well. I'm a transfer student, so I went to a community college. We might talk about it later as well, I'm not sure.
Yes, of
But
course.
I went for 2 years to community college. And when I was there weren't as many resources as like at a school such as Yale. So when I transferred to Yale, I was super excited. And I remember I reached out to someone and this person had made a short film and I was so excited to talk to this person. And they just told me, yeah, I made a short film. And I would ask more and then they wouldn't say anything. They would just gatekeep the whole process. And I felt so behind. And I felt, wow, so what can I really do? I felt so trapped. So then I said, I'm gonna look for other people. And then I kept reaching out, kept reaching out. And eventually I started meeting new people who would help me, but still it was hard. So to diverse, so we really try to bring opportunities to students, like different talks with different filmmakers that give their advice. Like we recently had a talk with Chris. I'm forgetting his last name right now, but he's a cinematographer. He has made music videos for like Sabrina Carpenter, Bad Bunny.
Mhm.
And he did a master class for diverse. And I met him actually at a Yale event, and I asked him if he would be willing to come and talk to us. And that was great because he was telling students like how he was able to make music videos, and he was giving advice to everyone and being so open. So I feel that that's the type of energy I want to bring, and that's what we try to do at Diverso. So every time like someone in the student team, like there's a connection to someone, we try to bring it to the broader student community instead of gatekeeping like that experience that I had. Like I don't want other people facing that. But I feel that not everyone has the same, like especially if you are an underrepresented, like student from underrepresented background, you don't know much about film. Like in my case, I had this I don't know, I really wanted to do it. So I was like, let me talk to people no matter what, like, let's see what happens. But some people get scared when they get such a response like this, and then they might not keep knocking doors. So I feel that that's a problem. That's what we're trying to do at diversity.
Yes, it's definitely an amazing opportunity. I mean, there's a fellowship program, right, associated with it, and you can apply and yeah, and just get the workshops and meet people and try to break into this industry like all of us are trying to do. So yeah, that's a
Exactly.
really great opportunity that not many people like have, I guess. Yeah, so that's amazing. And yeah, so yeah, you mentioned that you went to community college for 2 years and then you transferred to Yale. You majored in literature both places. How has that background in literature and poetry shaped the way you approach storytelling?
Oh wow. I think immensely because well, when I went to Miami-Dade, I majored in English literature. And then I was so interested. I love learning languages. I speak French as well, like I speak English, Spanish, and French. So I wanted to look for a program that had comparative literature. So I mean, I applied to all sorts of schools, and then getting into Yale, I was happy to join the comparative literature program. Many people might not be familiar with that, but it's basically studying literature in more than one language and from more than one place. I mean, not only from the US and the UK, but also other countries and different languages. So I feel that it really opened my mind to different cultures. Like I'm from Venezuela, so I of course bring that culture into my storytelling, but also being open to all sorts of experiences, walks of life, and my poetry. I actually started getting into filmmaking from my poetry because I got my heart broken in a few years ago, and I felt like I was going to die. I didn't know what to do. So I started writing poetry. I mean, at the time, I didn't know it was poetry. I took a poetry class, and the professor just said, "Can you write about something that you cannot stop thinking about?" So I started writing about this girl, and then I started realizing I think I feel things for this person. And those poems transformed into my first short film because I feel that it was kind of the how would I say, it was like the research aspect, the development aspect of the film. And I feel like every time that I do a new project, like a new short film or a film in general, it comes still from my poetry because it's the most vulnerable part of me. Because it's when the emotion is so fresh and raw that then it's this poem, but then it can turn into a whole story when I'm ready to tell that story. So I feel that that's the way that these different things have transformed into my storytelling.
Yeah, yeah, like with your literature background, I bet that like you can have all of these like diverse stories like to write about as well, right? Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And you also spent some time in Los Angeles, the heart of the entertainment industry, in the summer of 2024, where you worked as a development intern for both Narvel Films Incorporated and Baobab Studios. As someone who immigrated to the US as a teenager with big dreams of being a part of this industry, how did it feel to find yourself in Los Angeles working in film?
Oh my gosh, I love that question. I feel that after I had this gatekeeping experience at Yale, I said, you know what? I need to make it to LA and I need to do an internship so I can learn so this won't happen again. And I will know what's happening. So that's a goal that I set for myself. So I started applying, I mean, everywhere, and I started getting rejections from everywhere. And I remember that I met with the career services person at Yale, and he told me, well, you don't have to necessarily go to LA. Like, and I was like, I'm going. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to figure it out. So then, the last minute, I found I got a newsletter from this film club at Yale about this Chinese production company. They were looking for people, so I reached out. And I had an interview, and they told me, well, clearly you're not Chinese, but you're also not American, so we like that, and we can connect in other ways. So, I mean, them giving me that opportunity was super amazing because I didn't have a film background before that. So they were so open. And when I went to the office the first day, and they have a very indie way of going about things and very family oriented. Like their office kind of at a house, and they'll work together, they eat together. Like we would go eat at different restaurants together, and I ate so much Chinese food, and it was so great. And I learned so much about the film industry. I learned what a producer was, what a director was. I learned a little bit more about the agency part of things, even though I didn't work in that area. But that was such, I mean, it felt like I don't know, like I could remember myself watching movies. I learned English because I love movies, actually. I love Adam Sandler movies. I love Disney movies. And then now I was behind the scenes, like the first time that I was a PA on set. That was so that was super awesome. And then with Baobab Studios, that was also very fun. That was an online opportunity. But it was great because I love animation. Like I would love to enter that world as well. And it was very interesting because I got to read different scripts. They were working on a new show for Disney Plus. I mean, something that I'm not, I mean, I cannot talk much about that, but I was reading different scripts to help them pair the story to certain writers, like to help them basically staff writers on that show. So that was a very cool experience because they just wanted to know my opinion about the writing. They told me, just be very honest, like, is this boring? Is this good? Just tell us your opinion. So it was very cool to see like that my opinion mattered, and that these people were so open to teaching me, even though I didn't know much. So I feel like that was a very beautiful introduction to the film industry that I was grateful to have.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, you mentioned that uh, you assisted with staffing writers for the show for Disney Plus, and your dream was one day to understand your favorite Disney movies in their original language. What was that full circle moment like for you in that moment when you finally are living your dream?
I it is very crazy. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I didn't know that Disney movies were not originally in Spanish, basically, because I used to watch everything in Spanish. So when I came to the US when I was younger, to visit at first, I went to Disney and I couldn't understand the characters. They all spoke a foreign language to me, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I felt so sad. So I went back to Venezuela and I said, I'm gonna learn English. So I think this has always been like a pattern for me, like a door might close, but then I'm like, okay, let me go see what other door can I open now. So then I learned English, then I came back and I'm like, okay, how do I figure things out? So working at Baobab Studios, definitely the moment that I things felt real was when I talked to Eric Darnell, who wrote and created the Madagascar series. And those movies, I mean, they were part of my childhood. And to be able to talk to him and have him in front of me, I was taking so many notes, but I was so nervous. And he basically told me that he made so many bad movies until he was able to make something that would stick. So I don't know. I feel extremely proud of myself, and I realized that there's not a linear way of going about things, and there's not such a thing as being an expert. I feel that anyone can accomplish what they really want and they set their minds to. I feel to it. So I just felt extremely grateful and excited, but at the same time, I knew I had to keep going. I had to keep working on this. Like, but I felt I was in the right place and I just had to keep going forward. So
Yeah, that
yeah.
must have been like so encouraging. And yeah, I feel like filmmakers today, there's not one straight path into the industry. So it's always so interesting to hear how people get into it. And yeah, and talking about that, for young filmmakers who immigrated to the US with dreams like yours, what would you want them to know?
Oh my gosh. I would definitely say that the most important thing to focus on is your own art. Because something that many people will tell you here is that networking is very important. And I think that's true. It's important to meet people and talk to people. But let's say this happened to me actually. I talked to someone who worked on a Disney movie, and I had a meeting with her, and she basically asked me, "Do you have anything to show me?" And at the time, I didn't. So she's like, "Well, let's not talk right now. Come to me when you have something." And I felt like I was like, "What am I doing?" So I feel like that's where when I started to pivot and be like, "Okay, I need to work on my portfolio, like the thing that I love to do the most, which is writing and creating things." So I feel that that would be the thing that I would tell people. Like really focus on your writing. What do you want to say? Just make it. You don't need someone to tell you you now can make it. Like you don't even have to be in college. I mean, I've had the privilege of being in college, but if that's something that you're not able to do at the moment, just start making things, start writing, putting your writing out there, showing it to people, applying to programs. I feel like you have to give yourself opportunities in order to continue. Like people are not gonna come to you and gonna tell you, okay, you're gonna get to write this. I feel that I've been able to do the things I've been able to do because I have said, okay, let me now work on this. So that's what I would say. That's a start. Like you're doing your own things.
Yes, yes. Like you have to be proactive. You have to put yourself out there. It's not going to just be handed to you. I mean, this is such a competitive industry we're in right now. Everyone
Yeah.
wants to be a filmmaker. Everyone wants to be a writer, director, producer. So yeah, you to just diversify yourself, you have to put yourself out there. Yeah, so and you just mentioned that, you're doing this through college. And you just graduated. So I just want to say congratulations. That's
Thank you.
such a big like milestone. And looking back at your time at Yale, what do you feel it truly prepared you for? And what do you feel you had to learn on your own in terms of your film career?
Career. Hmm. Okay. The part about learning on my own is definitely, I mean, looking for my own teaching moments in a way, and opportunities. Because even though Yale has so many resources, there won't be someone who hand them to you. So
Mhm.
for the internship thing in LA, I had heard that there was a Yale grant that you could get if you found an internship that wouldn't pay. So I said, okay, I want to find an internship so I could get that grant. And that was the way that I was able to go to LA and do that, um, go to Narvel Films and do that internship with them because they couldn't pay me, so I got the grant. So I was able to do that. So I would say that that's something that I had to learn on my own. Just look for opportunities, like talk to different professors, especially there was a film mentor, Susan Joseph, who really helped me a lot at Yale, and Derek Webster, who is the creative career services advisor. I used to meet with him all of the time. Like I would meet, I still need to meet with him soon actually to ask him more questions and update him on things that I'm working on. But I would say that I feel that it's both. Like Yale has so many resources, but I've had to actually go on and be proactive and take these opportunities. And the way that it has prepared me, I feel that by having so many support systems that I can access, but I've been the one to look for them and apply. I feel like also talking to fellow students, someone who helped me a lot. She was actually the actress in my first short film, Daphne. Daphne helped me so much because she was the president of the film club, and at the time I hadn't done a short film ever, and she had made a few. So I talked to her, and she basically gave me so much advice and told me, "You are gonna make a short." We actually met in California when I went for the internship, we
Mhm.
met up and we had boba. And she told me next semester you're gonna make a short film. And I was like, oh no, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. She's like, you're gonna figure it out and then you're gonna tell me about it. And it was a full circle moment because then when I was doing the casting for the short film, she auditioned and I thought she was great and then she got the role. So she acted in my short film and she was the one who motivated me. So I feel that that was something that I take away from Yale, reaching out to people, even when some people might not be great resources, then looking for other people. There are so many out there. So
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
those things.
Yeah. Like just surrounding yourself with the right people. It's crazy how people come into your lives at like the right moment and, are there to support you and you can support them. That's such a like such a crazy story because you met her out in California, but then you guys both went to Yale, so then you guys worked together. That is so inspiring. And you have such a strong social media presence where you show the reality of being an emerging filmmaker, give advice to those aspiring to be one, and spread positive, uplifting messages. What inspired you to share this part of your life on social media?
Oh wow. I mean, I love this question. I've loved social media since I was very young. When I was very, very young, my dream was to be a YouTuber. That was like the thing I wanted to do. So I started making YouTube videos. I mean, they were not great. I mean, they were just, I mean, I was very young. But I remember that they went viral in my school in Venezuela. And I was super excited because everyone was laughing. I was like, I'm making people laugh. But then someone told me they're laughing at you because I mean, they don't find it funny. So during that time, I remember I shut it down. I was like, I guess I'm not gonna be able to do that. But later on, I said, why am I shutting it down? Like that doesn't make any sense. So one day, I think in 2020, maybe 2021, perhaps, I opened a new account and I said, I just want to express myself because I'm giving myself permission to do that. And I feel that it has helped me so much with my own confidence because I just said I want to share the things that I do, what I'm working on. I look up to so many content creators just doing their thing. And I wanted to motivate people. So actually in 2025, I posted on TikTok every single day
Mhm.
and on Instagram almost every single day because that was one of my big goals for 2025. Motivating people. It became a habit and it came to a point that I didn't really care anymore. I just wanted to help people. And sometimes people would DM me and thank me for the advice that I provide and say that there was this one girl actually that was actually very touching for me. She's also a filmmaker. And yeah, when she reached out, she told me, Nicole, I'm going through a depression right now and watching your videos every day has really inspired me to just continue making things and wake up and then do something and you always have so much energy, so thank you for that. And we were not very close at that point. I That was really touching for me, so I feel that sometimes I have bad days, but I want to continue pursuing this dream, but at the same time motivating people. So that's why I also I like this side of like talent representation because we actually in the externship we talked to repress an agent in the content creator department, in the creators department, and he was talking about how he represents creators and then he helps them, and that was very inspiring to me because I feel that I've always loved this space, and yeah, I feel like motivating people while I motivate myself is something that I really believe in.
Right, and it probably holds you accountable as well. Yeah, and then
Exactly.
you also can see that you can represent not just filmmakers, but creators. Yeah, I feel like social media has been growing so rapidly and is becoming such a great place to connect and yeah, just like connect and network. Yeah, so
Yeah, I agree.
it's a great tool. Oh my gosh, that's so inspiring. I'm gonna follow you like after this. Like it's gonna happen. Uh
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Before we wrap up, I'd love to bring it back to the Eleanor Rose International Film Festival. Do you see yourself submitting your work in the future?
Oh yes, 100%. Jacob was telling me about it. I would love to submit. I have a short film that's in post-production right now.
Okay.
So I'm finishing the editing of it, the sound. So it's at a position that I could submit it. So I'm very looking forward to that. That would be great.
Okay, yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, our early bird deadline is coming up, but we still have our regular deadline and our late deadline, so you have plenty of time. With that being said, we have our podcast game segment. Are you ready?
Okay, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so we just started this. It's Would You Rather Film Edition. Okay, I'm going to ask you 6 questions, okay? And you just say your answer, no explanation. It's just rapid fire.
okay,
Are you ready?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather represent one Oscar-winning actor or 5 emerging filmmakers you deeply believe in?
Five emerging filmmakers.
Would you rather adapt a popular poem into a film or represent the poet who wrote it?
Adapt the poem.
Would you rather win an award personally or see your client win one that you're representing?
I want to win the award.
Real. Would you rather work with Adam Sandler or work for Disney?
Maybe
I know, tough one.
I'll say both.
Okay, both. Would you rather bring Venezuelan stories to Hollywood or Hollywood resources to Venezuelan filmmakers?
Oh wow. Hmm. I would say bring the Hollywood resources to Venezuela and to Venezuelan filmmakers.
Okay. Would you rather know how your career ends or be surprised by it?
Be surprised.
Be surprised. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Nicole, for joining Frames of the Future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun. I hope that if anyone has any questions, definitely please reach out to me. You can find me as Nicole Tragedia on Instagram and TikTok. Like, please reach out. Any questions that you have, like, I'm always happy to support people in any stage of their journey. So
Yes, of
yeah.
course. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm entertainment journalist Ashley Kane. Thanks for watching.